morning, everybody. Whether you're on the East Coast, West Coast, or around the world, this is Coast to Coast, and we got the Mariners winning their division first time since 2001.
Wow.
Yeah, this is starting off awesome right here.
I tell you, I'm submitting it right now. I am submitting one right now to get their shit together and to log on right as we're doing this because this friggin' sucks, StreamYard. It really fucking sucks. We pay a lot of money to do this podcast. We could go to another one. I'm ready to go switch off of your service and ask for a refund. And trust me, I know where your office is. It's right around the corner from my production studio.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
I'm sorry, all I heard was Mara. Is that Roger Mara?
You are super glitchy, which has been which made that rant actually so much funnier.
And you got Cal Raleigh, I think, cementing the MVP last night with his 2 homers, and that first home run he hit last night was a bomb.
Well, and it's funny because I said it a few days ago. I was like, if he hits 60, that'll just about do it for him.
And he's got a shot to hit 62 yet and pass Judge's AL record. Like he's not done yet.
Exactly. Yeah, no, it's based on everything that he's done behind the plate, the home runs, 60 means he's tied with Babe Ruth now.
Mm-hmm.
And so I mean you're looking at all of these things that he's doing, and I think that ultimately gets him there. He was 2 votes behind Judge as of a couple of days ago, but I think having another multi-home run game and hitting that 60 is I think that just about does it. But we'll see. And Rob, I'd love to roll that clip. StreamYard is playing nice this morning, and I can't get a single video to load. The good thing is you got Pags over here who's laggy enough on StreamYard that it looks like Sesame Street Gonzo freaking out.
By the way, if you're in the comments section, please stay tuned because Pags is going to put a link in there for a petition that he's currently working on. So,
yeah, right.
and I guess now all eyes.
No, I'm not. I'm going to switch off. I'm going to switch off of StreamYard and go to a different service, and we'll start using that service because that service is going to be a lot better. Because that service friggin' works.
Yeah, Restream is one that I have been looking at. Price isn't enough different.
I got a different one from that actually.
Oh, okay. All right, what you got, Dustin?
Yeah, and now all eyes are going to shift over to Eugenio Suarez in the next 4 games because he hit number 48 last night. If he gets 2 more home runs to get to 50, this would be the first year in Major League Baseball history that 5 different players have had 50 home runs or more in the same season.
Mm-hmm.
Four has always been the max. We've had 4. This is I think the 4th or the 5th occasion where there's been 4 players that have had 50 home runs in the same season. We've never had 5. So now all the attention is going to shift to Suarez to see if he can make that 5.
And don't you guys play the Rockies again tonight? I believe they did nice last night. Y'all play the Rockies.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So
then you got LA after that, right?
Yeah, tonight's the last game of that series, and then it's LA. But this is probably where it ends up. I don't really see Cal hitting having a multi-home run game against the Dodgers. So unless it happens tonight,
I do because if the Dodgers win today, they have a 3-game lead over the Padres with 3 games left, and they hold the tiebreaker over the Padres. So if the Dodgers win today, they clinch the NL West. So
they're not just going to they're not going to put position players out there to pitch.
No, but you're not going to see any of their you're going to see maybe one of their normal starters on Friday, but you probably will see a couple minor leaguers on Saturday and Sunday. And Sunday
you'll actually see their ace probably on Friday.
Yep, and then Saturday
that'll be the 5 days. That'll be the 5 days before they start.
And then Saturday will be a minor leaguer who's probably started games in the minor leagues, and then Sunday will probably just be a straight up bullpen day for the Dodgers. So there is a shot that Raleigh could get a multi-homer game on
I
Saturday.
mean, if you're Kyle Raleigh, you don't want that bullshit because then the people are going to say stuff like, "Well, he didn't get the best pitching. He got some
Doesn't matter.
substandard
Blah,
stuff."
blah, 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 blah.
No one will
You don't
ever
think that would
say
be
that.
that? You don't think that would be an issue?
No.
No one's going to say that.
The Dodgers bullpen is better than the Rockies staff.
No, because he's already going to have 11 of them tie and judge anyway, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's not like it happened against scrubs all season.
No, I get, yeah.
Granted, last night's, kind of was, but it's the Rockies. But hey, whatever.
That'd be cool though if he does. If he gets one more, then he'll tie Roger Maris, and then, like you said, if he gets another one, then he ties Judge. So there's definitely some more history moments in there for him. And it still looks like he's got five. He's got what four games to do it in. So it's fine.
He's got 4 games. And honestly, even if he just gets the one more and passes Babe Ruth, like that'll lead headlines too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I mean, it.
I mean, he's already cemented this season as the greatest offensive season by a catcher. Like there's not going to be any argument that can be made that another catcher has ever had an offensive season like this until they can do what he's done this year. Like that's something that he can take with him forever. That he's had the greatest offensive season a catcher's ever had.
Well, and I mean, then you add what he's
the
done.
Switch hitting and behind the plate and everything.
Yeah, no, I mean, you add everything he's done defensively too. That's where the difference is, right? Because I mean, now you're looking at Judge, who hasn't played as many games either. I think he's only played 2/3 of the season, whereas Cal's played. I think he's only missed like 6 games or something like that. Most of which have been behind the plate, right? He only DH'd.
I think he's going to finish if he catches the next 4 games, he'll finish with 147 games as catcher out of 162, and then he'll have like 5 games as a DH. So he'll play 152 out of the 162, but all but 5 of his starts were at catcher.
Yeah, see, and that's crazy, right? So, I don't know. I think realistically he should win that AL MVP, but we'll see because Yankee fans are. There's just more of them.
Well, that's the thing. I feel the same way about Schwarber in the NL too. Like realistically, I think Schwarber should win the NL, but I still think they're going to give it to Shohei just because it's Shohei. Yep. Like it's going to take some miraculous type of season to knock off like Shohei for the MVP. Even though what Schwarber has done this year, I think is MVP worthy on his end.
Sure.
Yeah. I actually do not think Shohei gets it. And only because I know that he got 50, but he didn't get 50 steals this year, right?
No, he has like 40, I think, again.
So he pooped to bed, as far as I'm concerned. And his Dodgers suck.
I think that's another thing.
I think that Seattle winning. So this isn't. Those awards are team-based. Like, I thought that they were player voted on, not fan voted on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I guess. I guess I don't remember. Because I thought writers were still part of that voting. So I guess I'd have to look. Because I thought the writers were part of that.
Hey Rob, while I'm thinking about this, you need your pick in for this week. You are actually still in the winner's bracket. There's a lot of us in the loser's bracket.
That's right. You are in the loser's bracket.
There you go. Don't even have anything to follow that up. I just,
Oh, I didn't hear what he said because I glitched.
It's all right. You didn't actually miss anything. So.
Wait, no, that was good theatrical acting. You take that shit back.
What did you have last week? Last week you chose Seattle, Rob. The week before you chose the Cowboys. The week before you chose the Cardinals. So those are off your list.
Yeah, can't pick any of tonight's teams then.
Can't pick Thursday games anyways.
I don't think I'd want to pick that game anyways if it was a Sunday game with those two teams.
I wouldn't pick this game regardless. I mean, even Vegas has it straight up. So it was -1.5 for Arizona. Then it moved to 0. Then it was -1.5 for Seattle. Like, it just kind of keeps bouncing back and forth, which lets you know that, obviously people are betting either side of it. But Vegas with a 1-point line is like, fucking, I don't know. Like,
you want to pick this team, pick this team. You want to pick this team, pick this team.
Is it
Whatever.
in Seattle or Arizona?
Arizona.
But that doesn't matter.
Arizona has had 3 of their first 4 games at home.
Yeah. We actually,
for them later,
for
they
sure,
only get 8 games.
Seattle is better, and Arizona doesn't play particularly great at home anyway against Seattle.
No, they don't.
So they don't really get their home field advantage there. Weirdly enough, we win down there, they win up here. I don't know why, but that just seems to be how it goes as of late.
I also believe that cities that have winning teams begets winning for other teams. Energy transfers.
Yes.
And I think that the fact that you guys just clinched and heading towards the playoffs and are actually, won the division for the first time in a long time, that's going to rub off on the Seahawks.
Yeah.
And actually, I got you guys winning big tonight now.
I mean, the Cardinals have only had 1 home game so far.
Yeah, no, exactly. Oh, wait, what? I thought they had it.
No, because they
opened Buffalo.
They opened the season on the road at New Orleans, and then they had Carolina at home, and then they went to San Francisco last week.
Oh, okay.
So
I thought their first game was at home, but maybe not.
No, the first one was at New Orleans.
Frankie, it was 2001. 2001.
Yeah, and then they have the Titans at home again next week, so they do have 3 home games right away. But then the end of the year, their big like road trip type thing. 3 of their last 4 games are on the road, but it's against the Texans, the Bengals, and the Rams. So it's not like they're going through like a super difficult gauntlet on the road at the end of the year. They're not like going anywhere besides Cincinnati. They're not going like West Coast to East Coast or anything like that.
I mean, yeah, I'd throw $20 on that parlay there. It's funny though, because I could actually see Dan Wilson being in that conversation based on Service getting fired last year. He takes over mid-year. They get better as the end of the season comes on. And then you have this season where, you win the division, something they haven't done in, forever. I could see him being in the conversation for Coach of the Year for sure. The MVP, that comes down to voting, so who knows? And a World Series, I mean, they're on a heater. I mean, they got as good a shot as anybody.
I think the 3 finalists in the American League for Manager of the Year are Wilson, Stephen Vogt of the Guardians, and then Schneider of the Blue Jays. I think are the 3 finalists for the Manager of the Year.
See, and if that's the case, then I actually like Wilson out of that group.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's entirely possible, yeah. And, yeah, I mean, Connor getting hurt the last week, obviously, that is great for the Seahawks. Bummer for Arizona.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you're playing fantasy, then it's great for Trey Benson. Let's go, Benson. Damn it.
Frankie dropping the hate bombs.
Yeah, I saw that bullshit. That's all right, Frankie. You still got to win the World Series, killer. You got to win it. Otherwise, you're still in the same boat as me.
I mean,
yeah, 27 of it.
Except for the one that wins that final game. Everybody's in that same boat, right?
No, I was thinking, so we're 3 years, or it's been 17 years since the Yankees won the pennant. I wonder what the chances of them going 20 years without winning the pennant would be.
This year, I think they have their best chance to win it in a while just because the American League is so wide open. There's not like one team that you can look at in the American League and be like, this is the not the odds-on favorite, but like this is the overwhelming favorite to win the World Series in the American League. Like I think every team that makes the playoffs in the AL has a shot to get to the World Series just based on the matchups that they could potentially see. So like this is the first time that the AL has been like this wide open in so long.
Yep. And yeah, the Kraken they had their second preseason game.
Yeah, because even last year when the Yankees made it to the World Series, I think everyone thought Houston was the odds-on favorite to get to the World Series.
Yeah.
And the Yankees ended up coming through the AL, but that was more of like a top-heavy where it was like Houston was the favorite, and then you had a bunch of teams kind of clumped in behind them. This year, you can make a case for all 6 playoff teams that are going to come out of the American League that they can make the World Series based on who they see in what round.
Yeah. I think it's going to be
I'll be honest.
road
This is going to be, I think, across the board.
Yeah.
I mean, I think, I'll be honest, I feel like in the NL, it really is only 2 teams that's possible. But again, somebody getting hot at the right time could change that.
Mm-hmm.
I really think that it's going to be the Phillies or the Brewers. I don't
think the Brewers.
You don't think the Brewers, huh?
Brewers right now, their bullpen's hurting right now for the Brewers. They lost
So
Brandon.
is the Phillies.
Yeah, they lost Brandon Woodruff though in the Brewers rotation. That's going to kill them because they don't know if Brandon Woodruff's going to be healthy enough to pitch in that first playoff series. That alone right there is going to hurt the Brewers in a best of 5. And then you have to get through the best of 5. If they don't get Woodruff back for the best of 7, your next option is Jose Quintana. Do you trust Jose Quintana to make 2 or 3 starts in the best of 7 series?
No, but you need him to go like 3 innings, and then you bring in your number 5 starter who go 3 innings. And
well, Quintana is their number 5.
All right, well then,
because right now your number 1 is Peralta, your number 2 is Priester. Woodruff would be your number 3, but now he's on the IL, so the number 3 now is another rookie that they have.
Yeah, but you got to think about who you're going to be playing.
Yeah.
You're going to be playing whoever's in that number 6 seed, which right now again is back.
They'd be playing the Cubs.
5 seed, number 5 seed, which is going to be the Cubs or the Cubs. Right.
Yeah.
And I tell you, if it's the Cubs, because the Cubs are going to be playing at home against the Padres, I think that Milwaukee wins that.
I know the Cubs won the season series against them, and I think that's the one team. If you ask a lot of people around here, that's the one team the Brewers don't want to see in that best of 5. They don't care if they see the Padres. They don't care if they see anybody else. They just don't want.
It's like the fear of the Phillies seeing the Mets.
Yeah, like they just don't want to see the Cubs just because they've had since they beat the Cubs in that game 163 in 2018. The Brewers have won the season series in 2019, 2020, 2021, 2022, 2023, 2024. This is the first time the Cubs have actually won the season series against the Brewers since 2018. Like the Brewers are like we just don't want them in that best of 5 because they know that a lot of Chicago fans are going to make the drive to Milwaukee. So it's not going to be like a home field advantage. That's going to be like a 50-50 split crowd level difference. So you're not going to have like the home field advantage you would have against any other team in the National League. It's going to be like a 50-50 split on the crowd. And sometimes more often than not, there are more Cubs fans than Brewer fans at Cubs Brewer games because so many Cubs fans live in Milwaukee. Because when the Brewers left for Atlanta, those fans had to cheer for a team, and Chicago was the closest team. So a lot of times there are more Cubs fans at Miller Park than Brewer fans in those games.
It's just a bunch of fibs.
Not for playoffs.
No, not for playoff, but it won't be like the typical like home field advantage. It will be almost like probably a good 60-40 or even like 55-45 split. Like that crowd is going to be almost dead even across the board.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't mind the Cubs being the team that beats the Brewers because I think the Phillies would crush the crowd.
I do too. That's the one team that's the one team that I don't want to see the playoffs with the Phillies.
That being said, that I'm expecting because I'm going to be in Minnesota for the 19th, October 19th, that I would have to drive to Milwaukee for my birthday. October 20th is my birthday. And that would be my travel day to go to Milwaukee.
Oh, it ends up being Phillies Brewers.
Game. Phillies Brewers. Because it would, and I'm like, I'm ready for it because I think that would be Game 7.
It'd be Game 6 or 7, yeah.
Yeah, it's one of those. It might be Game 6 actually.
So I think the World Series starts the 23rd. So that would be, if it's the 20th, it would be Game 6, because then Game 7 would be the 21st. Then you'd have the day off, and then the 23rd.
Frankie, Libras rule the world, especially late Libras, like your daughter and myself.
So Bo, obviously you're like super excited that the M's are not only in the playoffs but winning the division, but like of who you could see in the playoffs, what is the one team that you don't want to see? Because like I said, I don't want to see the Phillies, just because the Phillies I think would just beat the Cubs in 4 games, if not 5 games.
It's funny. I don't know that it matters who they see. Like they're not going to see. I think New York could probably be the only one, just because they have the ability to shell you at any time. But I'm not really afraid of any of the teams, right? Like Mariners been playing as good a baseball as anybody. Mm-hmm. So,
and the problems that they've had in the past, they're not having right now. They're actually hitting the ball.
Exactly.
It's amazing what happens when you trade for a guy that can hit 50 home runs a year. You trade for another big bat in Josh Naylor. You trade for offense, you get offense.
No, and that's
or you bring a guy back. I mean, that's what they did.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, how would you feel about going against the Yankees, who are also riding a pretty hot wave right now? If that was your team that you had to go against.
No, that's what I just said. Like if there was any team, it would probably be the Yankees, just because they can just when their bats come alive, like they're just launching them, right? But they're not consistent.
Interestingly enough, the Yankees still have the chance to get the number 1 seed.
They do.
Yeah, they do.
The Yankees,
one more loss by Toronto.
Well, and the thing that's funny with that is we always play Toronto tough, right? So if for whatever reason we got Toronto, I'm not afraid of Toronto. In fact, when we were in the playoffs 2 years ago, that's who we took out of the wild card round. Like we do typically play them tough. I'm not afraid of Detroit. They forgot how to play baseball. If you guys happen to sneak in, we've played you tough this year. Boston, that's a team you don't really know who's showing up, right? Like they've been really streaky. So yeah, I mean, like there's nobody that I'm super afraid of. Like later, the Guardians maybe, because they've been on a heater as well. Mm-hmm. So I mean, they've shown that they can beat anybody. But there's no
Guardians. You have to worry about the pitching.
That's
where this comes.
That's the one team that I don't
hitting in the playoffs.
Well, and that's where both pitching staffs will get some work, right? Yeah. Because we have a good pitching staff as well. So it like that could be a fun series to watch, just super stressful.
Yeah.
But that won't happen till later, right? So I mean, in the
that's a good playoff series though. Because that's where every pitch matters.
Exactly. No, that's why I say it would be a fun watch. It would just be really stressful.
Yeah.
I think that's the one that everyone wants to avoid in a best of 3 or a best of 5 is the Guardians. Just because of the pitching staff.
You did not. I think you took 5 of 6, Frankie.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, exactly. Like you guys have beat us up. And that's not unique to this season.
Yeah, but it was early in the season. It was a different team.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But I just mean historically they do also. Like just for whatever reason, the Yankees we struggle with. But yes, you're right. Playoffs are different. None of that's going to matter, especially when you think about how we were playing early. Like we were playing terrible baseball early. So,
yeah. I think this is Kershaw's last year, right? Isn't Kershaw done at the end of this year?
Yeah.
Shots fired at Frankie.
He's retiring.
Yep.
Yeah. I wonder how the Dodgers
beyond that. I mean, Rob, you're right. I mean, no offense to Frankie, but
some
Yankees fans are assholes.
Yeah, they are.
I guess I'm glitching like all hell.
Yeah, you are. But some offense to Frankie for sure. But yeah, so I don't know. I'm looking forward to postseason play. At this point,
Yeah, Yeah, you know, and in all honesty, I am going to pull for you though. If the Astros, which I don't think they're going to make it, if the Astros don't make it, then I'm definitely going to pull for you because it's good to see a team, you know, who hasn't been to the World Series win a World Series. I would like to see that. It's better than seeing the repeaters.
I would also like to see that.
I know you would, right?
If we could dial that up, that would be rad.
I'd love to see. I would absolutely love to see the Phillies and Mariners play.
Yeah,
that would be amazing.
That would be a great series.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, at that point, like you guys would have to get me tickets and stuff like that. We'd be going, like because I'd be coming up.
Yeah,
like I'd be hitting every game in that series. And Rob, like I said, I don't know if you got one ticket or two tickets, but you get me. We'll trade tickets. One for you, one for me.
So his here. I think you had to bail out when he wrote it, but he ended up with 5 tickets. It was like 1 in the first series, 2 in the second, and then 2 in the World Series.
So 1 World Series for Rob, 1 World Series for Pags.
There you go.
Rob's not giving up those tickets.
Well, no, if he's got 2 tickets, he can go to one.
No, I think they're probably 1
if
ticket.
you got 1 ticket or 2 tickets.
So it's 1 ticket for 2 games is how I think it was.
Got you. Yeah. Okay. I didn't hear any of that because it was like
See, that's how you know it's a good show.
That's why I put down Max Headroom as my new name.
Depending on how the first round.
I'm going to knock on StreamYard's door.
I would do it. In fact, bring the laptop live stream and be like, look at this.
Look at this shit.
Right.
Depending on how
looks like straight ass.
Yeah.
Depending on how like the wild card round goes too, Seattle would be the only series where it might not be like a divisional matchup because you could have the Phillies versus the Mets, the Cubs versus the Brewers, and then the Blue Jays would get the Red Sox or the Yankees. So they're gonna get a divisional opponent regardless. But like you could have like 3 of the 4 matches be like actual division matchups, which is always what makes the playoffs like better too, because those are the teams that know each other so well, just because of the amount of times they play each other during the regular season.
Well, and Rob's right here. I mean, being as we just swept the Astros, that would be tough to replicate, right? So, yeah,
I disagree.
You see all the time is tough.
I disagree. I think that because you swept them recently, it's easier to replicate. That's why I'm not afraid of the Mets this year. I think because we swept them in a 4-game series.
Yeah, but historically between the Astros and Seattle always plays better than Houston during the regular season. That's historically done.
Yeah.
But when it comes playoff time, we have played better than Seattle.
Yeah.
With this current Astros team, I don't think they had the momentum built up or the chemistry. There's something missing in this Astros team that has not been there previously. So I don't feel as confident about this team to repeat the past.
Well, I mean, there's 2 things that are missing from your Astros team. And the biggest thing is health. You guys have not been healthy all season in your rotation.
Yeah.
Yordan Alvarez has not been healthy. You don't have Kyle Tucker this year. Obviously, losing Kyle Tucker hurt your lineup, but like health was Houston's biggest issue all year because you were out. All 5 of your starters were out in June for a couple of weeks, so you didn't even have a single opening day starter in your rotation. Yordan Alvarez has played 44 games this year, and then he came back for like 20, and then he got hurt.
Yeah, I'm really curious to see next year though what those 2 young guys that we brought up are. Cam Smith and Zach Cole. I mean, those 2 kids got a lot of talent there, and I'm curious to see when they go to a full season or full spring training with the Astros, how that looks like next year, because Zach Cole has played like lights out, and Cam Smith has showed a lot of good points.
Yeah.
Well, and of course, you're not afraid of the Mets because it's the Mets, and you know that they're going to tank themselves anyway.
Yeah. I mean,
but the Mets are like a Phillies Achilles heel most of the time.
Yeah, no, that's fair. That's fair.
So, but I got to check something really quickly.
Yeah,
Here.
right now the Mets are managing every game like it's a playoff
Not
game.
for nothing. Not for nothing. And this is a good stat. Since Jay painted his nails Astros colors, they have not won a game.
Yeah, I know. I'm really gonna not do the painted nail, or I'm gonna do painted nails, but I'm not gonna do Astros colors anymore because you're right. Every time I put on Astros colors, man, it just
You're on a 5-game losing streak right now.
Yeah, I know.
It's all started when you painted your nails.
And you know,
colors.
you could say 6-game losing streak too because you painted it right before the Cowboys played the Bears.
You know, I'm just gonna go with Jay. Keep that energy, buddy.
No. Next year, my energy will be completely different.
You can tell the Mets right now though are starting to manage these last handful of games like they are in the playoffs. Because last night against the Cubs, they had a rookie. They had a rookie pitcher going. The rookie pitcher lasted an inning and a third, or 2 innings and a third, and gave up 5 runs. But then in the 5th inning, instead of going with their bullpen, they brought in Clay Holmes, who's one of their 5 starters. And then an inning or 2 later, they brought in another starter in Sean Manaea. So the Mets went through 3 starters last night trying to win that game, and they lost 10-3. So now it's like, well, we have another rookie going tonight. And what do we do after that in the bullpen? Because then the guy that you pitched in the 5th inning,
the rookie tonight has been pitching great.
Oh yeah, that rookie
tonight
has
been pitching amazing. Yeah, so he's gonna actually probably do well. They got lucky though because both the Diamondbacks and the Reds lost.
Yep.
So they still are one game up in the wild card.
Yep.
And who do the Mets end with? Like I said, I'm not afraid of the Mets. They end with the Marlins. The Marlins have been playing really good, but I think that just ended. They had a 7-game winning streak, and then they got beat last night 11-1. So I think that may have ended that whole possibility there.
Yeah,
but right now, the Mets are going to have to outscore teams. They got to outscore teams.
Yeah, that's what Houston has to do. Outscore teams. That'd be great. Or how about this? How about your pitching staff in the starting rotation doesn't give up 5 or 6 runs by any number 3? That'd probably be even a better start.
The old John Madden.
Feel lucky.
The team that scores the most points is going to win.
But you guys have been lucky that not only have you guys lost 5 games in a row,
the
Tigers have lost 8.
Yeah.
The
8
problem
games
with that
in a row.
The problem with that math is I got a feeling at some point Detroit's going to start winning, and I don't know if we're going to stop losing.
The funny thing was that the Detroit announcers tried to be funny the other day because they know the mood in Detroit right now is like suicidal kind of mood where people just want to jump off the ledge. So during the broadcast yesterday for the Tigers game, the Tigers announcers like, we just got to keep this into perspective. Yes, we've lost 8 in a row. But when we score more runs than the other team, we are undefeated. I'm just like, that's
I mean, he's not wrong.
He's not wrong, but I'm like, that's a way to try to lighten up the mood on the broadcast. We are undefeated when we score more runs than the other team. That is usually how you win the game.
Just a public announcement. If your friends are Detroit Tiger fans, be sure to check in on them. They may not be doing so well. There are 800 numbers that they can call.
Hey, let me ask you guys a question. What do you, in your mind, what is the worst way to lose a game? A walk-off home run in the 9th or a batter walked in on the 9th?
Being walked in is the worst.
That's the way I feel too, right? Yeah. And I've seen the Astros do that. That's why I'm asking you that.
Yeah, if somebody happens to tag the ball and walk off to win a game, hey, you know what? Good on them. They timed up your pitch. If you're just off target and you walk a run in to lose, a walk-off walk is terrible.
Well, any combination of a walk-off walk, a walk-off hit by pitch, a walk-off wild pitch, or even a walk-off balk, where you don't even throw a pitch and you just balk. And it's just like, why are you balking? The guy is not going to steal home at third, so why are you even thinking about looking over there?
It's been done before. I would not rule that out.
And any one of those combinations are the ones that would sting the most, because even like a walk-off home run or like a walk-off hit, like if they get a walk-off hit, good on that, and they tagged you, it is what it is. But like if you force them to run on your own, a
walk-off walk-in is the worst. There's no question. As soon as you watch that happen, as a fan, you're just like, really? Like, I would have rather you thrown a meatball because maybe he gets under it, pops it out to center field or something.
Right.
Oh man, yeah. I mean, Frankie, what a douchebag.
And if
I just saw that last comedy put on. That's what I was going to say. This dude.
And if you have some
that was a funny one, actually.
That
That was a funny one, actually, Frankie.
It was good. I just couldn't put it up. Yep.
Here's the thing. He talks about karma, but you know what? Look, we've had our karma moments. I mean, we fired our manager, we fired our GM, you took draft picks away from us. I mean, what the hell? We paid quite a bit already. But Frankie, for you to say karma, I don't think it's karma, because if that was the case, we would have won the pennant in 22. So I don't think it's a karma issue. I just think I think like Dustin is saying, I think it's a health issue for the most part. Yeah, but I also kind of am on the fence with the Spada too, though. I don't know if I'm fully bought in on this guy. Yeah,
I mean, the injury bug gets every team from time to time. I mean, it's just part of sports.
Every team's going to deal with injuries. Like, all of our teams have had to deal with the injuries this year, but like, yes, you're supposed to have depth that can make up for those injuries, whether it's through like your system, whether it's through like your bench and whatnot. But a team can only go through so much injuries before the injuries catch up to them. And like, when it comes to the Astros, like when your entire rotation's been banged up all year, when your best power hitter's been banged up all year, like eventually you could run out of options to kind of solve the injuries that are happening.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you can only
tread water for so long until your arms get tired and you start sinking.
Yeah, I mean, you can only put so much duct tape on something, and then you're just like, yeah, I guess this is what it is. This thing's actually kind of broken.
You know what's interesting though is the Astros are gonna come next year, as long as everybody stays healthy, we are going to have a log jam at pitching and at infield positions. Because last time I thought about it, we got Paredes, Correa, Pena, Walker, and Altuve. Mm-hmm. And then on the pitching side, you got JP France coming back, Javier will be back, Garcia, Fromber, Hunter. They got this dude named Blue Ball. I mean, they can have I don't know what they're going to do with all these players, but they're going to have an overload of players. Well, maybe they trade it. I don't know.
One of your infielders will be traded.
That's what I was thinking. One of them has to, because we're going to have an overabundance.
And probably one of your pitchers will be traded. Because at this point, I think Yordan Alvarez is going to be a DH at this point. I don't think he'll play in the field anymore. So that opens up an outfield spot where if you wanted to trade one of your pitchers or one of your infielders for an outfielder, then you fill the outfielder. So you have Paredes at third, you'll have Correa at short, you'll have Altuve at second, Walker at first, which makes Pena trade bait, unless you want to move Pena to the outfield or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, that even in the outfield we're gonna have an overabundance, because then you got Myers, Zach Cole, and then that Cam Smith, and then Sanchez, and I think there's one other one in there too. It's like we got like 4 or 5 different outfielders, which I mean, I guess maybe most teams carry about 5 outfielders, I would imagine.
Most teams have 4 like regular outfielders, with the 4th guy kind of being the rotational piece that can fill in with any of the 3 spots. But then you also have that 5th outfielder that a lot of teams use as like a pinch hitter or like a pinch runner or something that you just use as a defensive sub late.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, I don't think you're going to see Altuve at left field again. I think he come next year. I think they have what they have. I think he's going to be back at second, which is where I want him at second. That's his natural spot.
Yeah,
especially at his height. I mean, you're going to do so much in the outfield at 5'6". It's not like you're going to go up to the wall and try to snag a home run.
What are you talking about? At second, just a mid-bounce chopper gets over him. Like what?
And I don't think he's 5'6". Actually, I think he's 5'5". I think his actual height is 5'5", if I'm not mistaken. Because I know they had Aaron Judge was there, and somebody came up behind Altuve and grabbed him by the armpits. I think it was at the All-Star break, and they lifted him up so he could be the same height as Aaron Judge.
They showed an image when the Yankees were playing Houston not that long ago, when Judge was at first,
Yeah.
Altuve must have been at second in that game or something, and like Altuve was standing next to Judge, and Judge stuck his arm out like this, and it was just sitting on top of Altuve's helmet like an armrest.
Yeah, Altuve's super small, dude.
Hey,
He's effective, but he's
gets-
effective at 5'5". I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
I
no,
mean,
he
to
gets
his
it done out
credit though, he plays a lot bigger than his size though. Like he has a lot more power than what you would think for a guy as small as he is. Like he has been a very good hitter his entire career for how small he is.
It was crazy. He wasn't even drafted or any of that kind of stuff. He actually came in, I think, as a walk-on to the Astros. Like he came to the Astros like several times, and the Astros finally gave him a break and brought him into their system. But yeah, he was actually a walk-on with the Astros, which I thought was kind of crazy.
I mean, that makes sense when you think of how sports really look at the physical traits. So
Right.
anybody that doesn't fit those boxes usually hurts any kind of draft stock, anything like that. I mean, think of how long it took for a shorter quarterback to actually get drafted.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Because where was Breeze drafted? Do you remember what position? Or
Chargers.
no, I mean like what round or spot he was drafted in?
5th round, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Was it a 5th round pick?
4th or
think
5th round.
yeah.
He was a day 3 pick. I just don't remember if it was a 4th or 5th round.
Yeah, that's crazy. And then look what he goes on to do, right? It's crazy.
Same thing with Russell Wilson, because Russell Wilson's only like 5'11" or whatever, and he was a 3rd round pick.
And he wanted to go to the Eagles originally.
Who?
Russell Wilson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was on
Yeah, I
the
mean
round pick.
that's actually a known thing that he called the Eagles and said, if you choose me, you'll win Super Bowls.
Mhm.
And the Eagles were going to pick him in that round. I thought he was a 2nd round pick.
No, he was
No,
3rd
he was
round.
third. He was
Yeah,
third.
Third round pick, right? Okay, yeah, 2nd or 3rd. I knew it was day 2, and the Eagles were going to choose him, and Seattle chose him 2 picks before us.
Yeah, he was 3rd round pick because a lot of people had questions as to whether or not he would actually focus on football or if he was going to still try baseball, because he was a hell of a baseball player in college. He actually was in the Texas Rangers minor league system for 2 years when he was playing college football.
Actually, that's what I thought he was going to switch to when
good.
things aren't working out. I thought because he could probably still. I mean, he's still got the speed.
Mhm.
I don't know if he's got the bat speed to be able to try to hit with the major
No.
league pitching, but I mean, I'd be willing to see. I mean, what's he 35 now? So it's a little too
35,
much for
yeah.
that.
I believe
Yeah.
I think he was a second baseman with the Rangers system for those 2 years, and he was if he would have stick with baseball, he probably would have been in the majors within like 2 years. Like he could hit. It's just that at that time the money wasn't in baseball yet where it is now. You had more guaranteed money to go to the NFL at that point than in baseball.
Well, I mean, there's just a distinct difference of how quickly you get the money in football because it is immediately. Whereas with baseball, you do have to make it out of your minor league system.
And that was another thing with Kyler Murray too. Like I thought when Kyler Murray's rookie deal with the Cardinals was over, I thought he might try to go back to baseball because Kyler Murray was the number 1 baseball player in the country the year that he got drafted by the Cardinals. Like that guy was an amazing outfielder.
Yeah, but why play baseball when you can be okay at football?
Well, no, I'm just saying, like when he tore his ACL, like when he tore his ACL that year.
Yeah.
And like just kind of how long it took him to get back to like 100%. Like I was not going to be shocked at all if Murray just said once his rookie deal was done, he was going to go back to baseball because he's already expressed interest. Like if I have a chance to do it, I want to do it.
Yeah, there's no way.
No shot now, obviously, because he's been
No.
out of it for so long.
No. But it's not even that. There's no way you do that. You survive your rookie contract,
Yeah.
and you can get paid in the NFL. You get paid.
Mhm.
You don't then be like, hey, I just got through my rookie deal where I didn't make amazing money yet, and let me go over to baseball where I'm also going to make no money in the minors.
Zero when you go to the minors. Yeah.
There's zero chance you do that. Like
If Murray wasn't a quarterback,
if you flamed out in the NFL, sure.
Yeah. If Murray wasn't a quarterback, it would not have shocked me to see him do what Deion Sanders did. Like if Murray played wide receiver or any other position besides quarterback where you don't have as much like in-game preparations to do, it would not have shocked me to see Murray stick with baseball for a couple of years and try to do both like Sanders did.
What are you talking about? they already talk about him not doing any of the prep anyway.
Well, that's true. He does his prep. He does his Call of Duty prep.
Exactly. So he'd do the same amount of prep whether he was playing 10 sports.
Yeah.
Yeah. What a time. Is Nolan Smith, Pags, where is he on your depth chart in terms of linebackers? Is he a starting linebacker, or does he come in on substitution?
He was a starter, but we were rotating in and out. He does about 60%.
Okay. No, I just saw where he looked like he injured his tricep. They weren't expecting him back to November 2nd, but I wasn't sure where.
Yeah, it's a bicep, not a tricep, but yes.
It's a bicep, you said?
Yeah, not tricep.
That's what I heard. It was the bicep, not a tricep, but maybe it is a tricep. I may have heard wrong.
Okay. Yeah, I just wasn't sure where he was on your depth chart. I just saw it come across my feed.
Gotcha.
So,
yeah, it's but he's. I mean, it's going to be a little bit of a loss right now, though. I've got Jordan Davis and JC both playing out of their minds. I think.
Yeah, they are.
That's not going to be a problem.
Wow.
So,
minority stake for $9 billion. Oof.
A minority stake at $9 billion?
Right?
That don't even sound anywhere near right.
No.
It's a minority. The team is valued at $9 billion.
The valuation of the country. Yeah, exactly.
I was like, man.
Yeah. Okay.
So this listing, here we go. 8% of the $9 billion.
Yeah.
So there we go. That makes way more sense. I was like, a minority.
When I was reading that, I was like
all of a sudden, teams jumped up some zeros.
I was going to say 800 million. That's $800 million that they're selling of that company.
Yeah, roughly.
So apparently,
you know what that sounds like? That sounds like putting together capital for a new stadium.
Yeah,
probably.
So apparently, FIFA wants to.
I would not be surprised.
Yeah.
I just got a letter from FIFA.
Yeah, apparently FIFA has introduced 3 mascots for the World Cup. We have Clutch, Zayu, and Maple. We have a bald eagle,
FIFA has reached
a jag, and a moose.
There you go.
Well, the Jaguars got to probably be for Mexico. The Moose is probably for Canada, and the Eagle is probably for the United States.
Yeah, so the Eagle's name is Clutch, Zayu is the Jaguar, and obviously Maple is the Moose, just because of Maple Leafs and all that bad connection with Canada.
And what exactly is this again?
For the World Cup, apparently we're having mascots now. I don't remember the World Cup having mascots before.
Wow. Okay.
So I don't know what. Unless they're trying to get
but mascots. So they're looking for engagement, especially with the American crowd. The mascots will try to engage children. Obviously, that's really the key for that. I think that's part of the reason on why they've engaged me for Philadelphia. Like it says, I started. The package that they were discussing is going to really be cool. If I get selected, like I'll have access, like like really cool type of shit. That would really be awesome if I can make that occur.
Yes.
I don't know why that surprises them, because their minor league hockey team is called the Manitoba Moose. So I mean,
it's because he is the Moose. That's why he was going there.
Oh.
No. Well, sometimes you gotta let him just play that one out, but we'll give him all the answers. Let's let him play that shit out. That was kind of funny.
You know what? Sometimes you don't want all the crayons eaten, okay? You want to be able to still color in a little bit.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, I believe that because y'all took the glue away from me.
So Rob wants to know who's still alive, who hasn't gotten an L in there.
So I have included Frankie and the Moose in the winner's circle still, as that the fact that they did not get a -1, although they have not chosen in every selection. I still put them
Oh,
in
gotcha.
there because we didn't have a lot, so it doesn't matter.
Sure.
So it's Bo, Dustin, Jay, Rob, Frankie, and the Moose.
Okay.
And the -1 buy-in, rebuy, is me, Scott, and Paul. And Scott and Paul haven't chosen yet. Who is completely done is Joe. He's chosen 2 wrong, and then tried to choose the team that he chose last week again. So
Which was
Joe,
still going to be wrong. So he was trying to go over. For everything.
Yeah.
Damn it, Joe. Damn it.
So I haven't even looked at it. I'll make my choice tomorrow along with Scott and Paul. But we do have everybody's picks for this week. And remember, just so that everybody knows, you cannot choose the same team twice.
Yeah, as we get another couple weeks in, you'll have to remind me who I picked because I have not been writing this down.
Yeah.
Well, that's why I have it.
Thing.
Oh, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, I knew you had, so I haven't.
Yeah.
Right. You just keep track of StreamYard and how bad it sucks. I'll keep track of how bad we suck.
Yeah, exactly. At least we're all bad together. Man.
I lick, but I don't know if I suck.
Yeah. So Thursday night football tonight. It obviously we get the Seahawks playing, which is great for me. I think this is going to be a much closer game than I would like it to be.
Yeah.
And just because, again, Arizona, I don't know. I guess that injury does hurt them quite a bit.
Yeah.
I take that back. Maybe this won't be as close of a game as I was thinking, unless Darnold has a meltdown. This could be a good game for us.
Yeah. Are you talking about the injury to
Connor?
Connor?
Yeah.
But how well do you think that the Trey Benson will stick up in his place though?
It's a different kind of running back, so it's hard to say.
Yeah, that's what I'm. But
Well,
I mean,
the defense is good.
Yeah.
For Seattle. So like that's not the thing. It's just Connor is one of those guys that finds ways to carve up a team.
And he's had, I think, the second or third most rushing touchdowns over the last 3 years. Like, he was a guy that when you got inside the 5-yard line, you knew he was going to find a way to get to the end zone.
Yeah,
Benson,
you knew he was getting the ball, and there was nothing you could do about it.
Yeah, Benson's one of those guys where I don't think if it's like 3rd and goal on the 2-yard line, he's going to be able to like plow through that line like Connor would. Like, Benson's got to be more of a guy that's got to get an open space and make people miss.
Yeah, he's more of that finesse runner.
Yeah.
And there's enough speed on this defense that can, defend that fairly well.
I mean, from a yardage standpoint, I think Benson will be fine. Like, I don't think he's going to get like 100, 110 yards, but I think he's a guy that can get you like 70, 75 yards consistently from a yardage standpoint. He's just not going to have that same touchdown production that Connor had. And that's something that
in fact,
Arizona
I would bet that Kyler gets a rushing touchdown before he does.
Yeah.
So.
Interesting. Okay.
You're taking the Rams? Okay.
Amazon Prime must have a nice contract with the NFC West this year because you have Cardinals and Seahawks on Thursday night this week and Niners and Rams on Thursday night next week. We'll just put the whole NFC West on Thursday night the next 2 weeks.
Well, and we have another Thursday night later in the year.
Yeah.
So, yeah, no, it's and Joe, I'm really glad you're taking the Rams because that means they're going to lose. So, and since my team's in that division, I'm for it. In fact, if you want to pick the Niners next week and then the Cardinals after that, that'd be rad.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Good stuff. That being said, that does get us to the top of the hour.
And Joe, you're the only one with 2 losses so far.
No, and that exactly. That's why I'm saying he can pick all the rest of the West teams because whoever he picks loses.
Rob, yeah.
So, Rob, I took the Bills because they're going to beat the
Bills,
absolute
Packers,
brakes.
Broncos, Colts.
And I took the Packers because Dallas is Green Bay's home away from home.
And Dallas looks awesome.
Yeah.
So that's
And not having CD Lamb is going to make them look even more awesome.
well, and the fact that Diggs doesn't want to play defense anymore. So, no, you guys are going to absolutely beat them up.
So then Chris is taking the Packers in too, because he said he'll take whoever's playing the Cowboys. So that means the Packers are playing the Cowboys.
There you go. So a couple of them for the Bills, a couple of them for the Pack.
Moose, I'm gonna need you to change that pick. He said next week he's taking the Eagles.
Is great.
I already have the team I'm taking next week too.
Yeah, who you got?
I'm gonna take Minnesota over Cleveland next week,
All right.
just because I
That'll
think
be a
that.
game you guys lose.
Yeah,
Well, it's in London. Minnesota's the only team that has not lost the game in London. They're 4-0 all time in London.
Cool. Law of averages. Here we go.
Yeah, and Joe Flacco's going to turn that ball over against Minnesota's defense. Minnesota's
Hold
defense.
on. The Eagles are 1-0 in London.
Well, okay, we played 4 times there though. He played once. So yes, but yeah, Joe Flacco will turn that ball over against Minnesota's defense.
It's happening,
It's like
Ryan.
we got to start fact checking Stat Guy. Stat Guy, I'm
Well,
going to
that
see
was
these
just
cats
one
of yours.
it was probably based on the amount of games they played or something, because that's
Hey,
what NFL Network
remember,
does.
He's stat guy, not accurate stat guy, just stat. So they
I'm
can
just
do
going
whatever-
based on what Kyle Brandt said this morning. It was probably like the only team that hasn't lost a game based on like a certain amount of times they've been there. It's probably been like they've had to play at least X amount of games there and haven't lost. Because that's where Kyle Brandt.
That's why
is
they
gonna
like
be.
going.
Yeah, that's what they do.
You
Like.
got to win somewhere. So
They're on their way to Ireland
Get out of
right
here.
now.
StreamYard's making me mad. I'm good with it. If you've been watching
I
along,
agree.
thanks for tuning in to this horrendous debacle that took over this last hour. But that being said, you should still like our channels because we have no affiliation with StreamYard.
It's not our fault.
Exactly. We just happen to be here. They happen to be messing us up. So thanks for that. And otherwise, we're going to get out of here. We'll see y'all tomorrow. Enjoy the game tonight. Tune in to Pick'em. Take it easy, everybody.
Peace.